Yeah, who
if
knows?
stuff's working on YouTube. But welcome to the Not Your Average Guys show. Uh, Tuesday, July 29th or something like that.
Yep, the 29th.
Yeah, it is.
July's almost over.
Oh man, yeah, it's crazy. My kids are starting to get super excited about going back to school,
That's
which I never
weird.
did,
Someone
but
would get
they do.
excited about something like that.
Oh man, yeah. Even Ryan, and Ryan says she'll say, oh, oh man, got the yawns already. She'll say she
Sounds
doesn't
like
like school, whatever. But then just the other day, she was like, I mean, I'm looking forward to like the first few weeks of school. Yeah. So
getting
she's
to see
she's excited.
everybody and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
And then I'm like
Yep.
done with
That's what she says. But I think she I think she enjoys it.
it. Yeah.
Evabel for sure is looking forward to it.
Oh boy.
But it's been hot. Daggum hot. Too hot.
Real hot.
I know you already know, but our faithful viewers maybe don't know that I was on the roof all day Saturday, and it's too hot to be up there.
Yeah,
Had my heart rate
definitely
way
too
up
hot
because I'm
to be
old
on
and
the
out
roof.
of shape. But I think it's supposed to rain some more next few days, so I test out my roof repair, see if I fix the leak. I was talking to Dan today because my roof leaked right down. It ran down the stud wall and ran through the light fixture in my kitchen ceiling, and so the light doesn't work anymore because it's not waterproof. So
Is is there
I was talking.
that
I have,
stud wall is directly above that light?
yeah,
Is that the back of the
yep,
bedroom?
yeah,
Sidewall or whatever?
yeah, yep. But so I asked Dan tonight. I was like, hey, where did you get those lights? Because he put them in, and he was like, oh, I've got a bunch of them. I still have some. I can just give you one. So that's perfect.
Mm. Yeah.
But anyway,
Is that like a can light or one of those recessed light things?
yeah, it's one of those LED recessed LEDs. Here we go.
Oh boy.
I was just
It's a real fancy glass you got there.
I went. I know I went and grabbed it. I like this glass, but the other day I had a Guinness at a little Irish pub, and they have actual Guinness glasses that are like contoured and have the
Yeah, Browns
embossed
has them.
harp on there. And well, sure, I think all sorts of places have them, except I don't. So just now I was looking at my because I went and grabbed this, and I grabbed my this is a Budweiser Red Label glass, which I don't even know what that is. I'm guessing it's old. Anyway, but so I was looking at this glass and thinking about that glass from the other day, and I thought, man, I bet I can buy one. And so I just Googled Guinness glasses for sale, and I started to say this before we started recording, and then I stopped myself so that we could talk about it on here. Um, I'm not like the biggest fan, and I know we've talked about this before. I'm not the biggest like fan of Total Wine. Like
Oh, sure.
it's a fine store. It'll do on a pinch. It's just like it bummed me out whenever Total Wine opened up and it shut down the local guy
Yeah,
because
that.
I liked Lucas.
Yep. Same.
And so and there's a few there's other things that I don't prefer about Total Wine. I think that the owner and obviously I don't live my life like this. Um it's not like I only shop at stores that I 100% agree with the ownership in every facet of my philosophy and living. But um it just kind of adds to the, or maybe I should say, it takes away from the draw for me when you've number one got this massive company that's you know from some billionaire that lives somewhere else owns it and it shuts down the little guy here. And then the other thing is that he is super outspoken, essentially about all of the opposite political and philosophical type things that I would generally support.
Oh, yeah.
And so, whatever. I'm not gonna never go there.
Sure.
I'm not like that. But it's not my favorite place to shop. I would much rather go to Bubbles
Yeah.
or Party Place or whatever. That little what's that place in Kearney?
Yeah. Party
Party
place.
Place,
Carney. Yeah.
Party Time.
Party place.
Just because it's local, it's like
Right.
an actual local guy that owns it and runs it. However, when I just looked up Guinness glasses, you can get you can get two of them for like $19 at Total Wine. So I might have to go over there get myself a Guinness glass.
You should get some at Brown's.
Just take them.
Well, no, they have them for sale on this on the shelf.
Oh, they have them for sale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's better. I like that better.
Yep. They're local.
Heck yeah. I wonder if they have Brown's branded Guinness glasses.
Now that I don't know, but that would make them even better.
Yeah. Yep. Because it totally works out of this.
Yeah, but
Um,
I
but
had a Guinness out of the Guinness one the other day down there at Brown's, and I was like, oh yeah, this is nice.
yep. All right. So I just need to make it down there and buy a couple, or even just one, but
Or even
probably
just one.
two, because
Well,
hmm
if I make it down there before you, I'll go ahead and get them for you.
Nice.
I don't know when I'll be
Oh
down
man.
there anytime soon, though.
So you got to witness some excitement there in the parking lot
Oh yeah,
today. I wonder if there's any new info about that,
yeah.
whether they like nabbed
Well,
those guys or what.
so I'm driving down I-35 south, getting off at 291, and as I'm exiting on to 291, I see a KCPD car sitting off like over there towards the My Salon. And I
Yeah.
noticed it. It was just there. It was just like had its lights on, but it was by itself. It wasn't like it had somebody pulled over. And I was like, well, that looks a little weird, but maybe he just finished up writing somebody a ticket. And then I turn into the My Salon, and I was like, there were cops on foot. There were cars driving around, KCPD, Highway Patrol, circling Price Chopper and My Salon, both on foot and in car. And so I pull in there thinking, should I not pull in here? But I went ahead and like I'm gonna watch this. I just pulled in,
Yeah.
and then right after I pulled in, these two dudes, two cops, one of them like carrying an AR, and the other one had a dog on a leash, and I was like, "Oh, this is for real." And then they just wandered off into the trees, and then the police cars just kept circling over, like kept on circling, and I'm like, "Well." I sat there for maybe 5 minutes watching these guys. I'm like, I got to get some work done. Went inside, and then next time I went back out, they were gone.
You didn't just get your gun out and start walking around?
That would have been a great
Like,
idea.
I'll help, guys.
You guys need some
I'll
help
help.
with my 380?
Huh,
No, I didn't even offer.
man, I don't know that they would have accepted your offer.
Yeah, probably not. But I kept looking at the guys, driving around thinking surely someone I know is going to be popping through here any second.
Hmm.
I never did see anyone
They didn't.
that I recognized because I was gonna either text him, call him, or stop him, see what the heck was happening.
Yeah. You should just, you should just text Sean or something, or your brother-in-law, see if he was watching it on camera.
I thought about it.
Yeah, I don't know if they. I don't think that they caught those guys. Apparently, it
Oh,
was two
really?
dudes in a chase. Did you see that report that Eric sent?
I did see that, yeah. And they hadn't caught
Yeah,
up with him yet.
I don't think they did. I think that all they knew was from people that saw him ditch the car and run.
Bummer. Well, they were looking for him pretty hardcore right there at the back of Price Chopper.
I'll see if I'll see if any new info pops up at some point, because by now they should have like run the vehicle registration and know if that's stolen or if it belongs to one of them or whatever.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
excitement.
Yeah, it's weird when you see
My
that many.
excitement today,
You what?
that many cops, and what were you saying? It's weird when
Yeah,
you
it's just
see.
weird to it's normal to see one or two driving around, but when
Mhm.
there were a lot. I don't know how many, but a lot, and they were both KCPD and Highway Patrol, which is definitely not normal. And
Mhm.
to see them on foot with dogs and big guns, you're like, they're doing something.
Yeah. Yep. Hmm. Crazy. My excitement today was dealing with the pilot car on the one lane road. They're going to repave a highway. It looks like. And
Uh,
man, this morning on my way in, I think they had. I think they were just figuring out the pilot car and all that stuff, because I sat in line at a stop sign with a bunch of other people with signs saying one lane road ahead. And then finally, here comes the pilot car, and ain't nobody behind him. Like he's not piloting anybody through yet. We're just sitting there waiting for him to like figure it out. So then he turns around, drives back up to the head of our line of vehicles, and then stops. And there's two dudes in the cab of this truck, and a third one walks over there, and they start chit chatting. And then they hand the third guy like a cooler or something out of the truck, and he hauls it over to his truck. And then but we go like halfway through our little one lane road area, and then we stop again, and he lets second guy off at his truck. And so we just got to, it's a pretty quick stop there, but just like, oh man, we got to get this figured out. And then on the way back this afternoon, I tried to go around it, but they moved it. So I like went out of my way to go around the spot that they were running the pilot car this morning, and ended up like still having to go through it. And then they were running one of those street sweeper things, not like the street sweeper like cleaner that has the bin and stuff, just the big brush on a tractor basically.
You may
So
have
they're
to
running that thing and it's slowing everybody down.
you may have to avoid a highway altogether for a while.
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go down it tomorrow. I'm going to
I
run
mean,
over to Plattsburgh and yeah.
I would I would consider going over to Stark.
136 over to Stark.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's that's probably a good option. I do like driving that road,
Yeah, I
136
always
over here.
that's man. I grew up driving that road, and it has a lot of good memories for me. Even the
The
136.
only thing about that, the only thing about that drive is when you get over to the jog on Eastern, isn't it? Where 136 jogs and then you get on 132nd
Yeah,
to keep going over to Stark.
yeah. Well, no,
Or
Stark is first. Eastern is west of Stark.
oh yeah, okay. So that's right. So if whenever I'm doing that, the only thing is that when you go up the hill and you got to turn
Left,
onto Eastern, turn left
Stark.
onto Eastern,
Left on a Stark.
and well, when you turn left onto Stark, it's not too bad, is it? Oh
That's
no,
the
yeah,
one.
you can't see
You're uphill, and it's a crest of
where
a
it
hill.
splits. It's yes, and you can't see to the north.
Yeah, it's
That's
bad.
the spot I don't like about that.
That
And
I
I've
always
never
turn
seen
out
an accident
into
over there.
northbound traffic.
Yes, that's better because you can see a little bit further to the south,
But
but
yeah,
not a
it's
lot.
the other option you could do is instead of going all the way to Stark, I forget the name of the road. You can turn south just after you pass the low water area,
Oh yeah,
and you can go
it's like
south on
it's like
whatever that is,
Home Road or something.
and then it'll
Isn't
take
it
you
Home or something like that?
something like that, and then you can come out on Stark over by that church,
Mm-hmm.
and then take Stark down to 291 and 291 to wherever you're going,
Yeah,
and that will keep you from
I'm
having
trying
to
to
deal
remember.
with Liberty stuff.
I'm trying to remember what that.
Yeah, I don't remember what the name of that road is. We looked at a house over there.
Uh-huh. I remember. I mean, I didn't look at it, but I remember you going over there.
Yep.
All right. Okay, here we go. There's 144th.
Yeah,
There's
it's home.
136th. Okay.
Down to Providence School Road and then over to Stark.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I wouldn't. I mean, it's a little. It might take you longer, but it's a fun drive. Unless it's been raining a lot,
Yeah.
then you might not be able to go through there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't even thought to go drive back in there on any of these big rains to
I
see.
bet it's
It's
flooded.
always fun. It's always fun driving down to that low water crossing back in there and seeing the water rushing by. Anyway, I'm trying to think. We need Dan. Dan's always got things to discuss. Your trip still on so far?
Well, I just got a text. Let me see what it says from Heath. Hey, might be easiest to talk through weekend plans, potential backup options by phone call if you're free any point this evening. Shoot me a text and I'll let you know if I'm around or if I'm available for the next half hour or so before eating or for sitting down for dinner. But I will be available for the next 2 to 3 hours. So I don't know.
Yeah, that could mean a number of things.
So I know he's been having some technical issues with his product,
The
and
business, yeah.
and he told me they were like all hands on deck, trying to sort through the issues and get it squared away as soon as possible.
Hmm.
Which means he's probably needing to work.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like could be less than fun times around there right now.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we're still go.
um. Oh, I got a phone call today. I was sitting at lunch and my phone rang and I pulled it out of my pocket and because I look at my watch and it's a phone number and I don't know the phone number, but it's 816. So pull my phone out of my pocket and the caller ID says Nadler's,
Oh,
the butcher shop. And I was like, oh, I better answer this. So I answer the phone and she goes, hello? Is this the Fredericks? And I was like, yeah. She said, oh, okay. Um, well, we were just going through things and getting everything moved out, and we found two more packages of your hog.
oh,
And I was like, oh,
wow.
I'm like, oh, well, that's good news. So she's like, so I don't know. I mean, we don't usually get out that way, really, but I mean, we could try to meet up with you somewhere, or do you know anybody that's coming out here to pick anything else up? I was like, nah, but I can just I can just run out there on Saturday morning or something, and it'll be fine. And she was like, okay, well, that would be great. And since you're driving out here, you got to drive out here for this, and we got it mixed up. She's like, I don't know how just got separated from your stuff, and it was in the cooler, but it wasn't with all the rest of your stuff that got moved over on the other side. And she's like, I don't know, but since you got to drive back out here another time, we'll fix you up with some goodies. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll come out there.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
So I got to go get the rest of my hog on Saturday.
You be able to fit it in the freezer.
Well, I think tomorrow, or let's see, tomorrow's Wednesday. I think Thursday the high is supposed to be like 75 degrees. So Anna and I were just talking tonight that that would probably be a good day to go through all the stuff in the freezer and like figure out what all's there and pack it into the freezer a little better so that it fits.
Yeah,
And potentially also you have a little chest freezer, don't you?
I do.
Potentially take a box of it over to your house and drop it off. Yeah,
Yep.
whether you're there or not, maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
So so that we can have room to get the rest of whatever it is that's over there. But so yeah, we'll it'll fit. We've got our freezer space is not super efficiently used currently. I mean, it's decent because the way they have that stuff packed in the boxes and the boxes fit in the freezer, so it's not like just piled in there. But I think we can fit more.
Nice.
Anyway,
Well, that'd be cool to have more than you thought you had.
hmm
Did they ever?
she
Did
said
they?
another pack.
Did they
She
tell
said
you how
another
much?
pack of bacon.
Oh, nice.
So potentially, I only got half the bacon, I guess.
True. Did they tell you how? I assume they told you what the cut weight was.
So the 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 paperwork that I have is a little. I'm not 100% sure I'm understanding their numbers correctly. What they did tell me is, and you were there, and when we weighed him, when we unloaded him, then it was 450 pounds, 449 pounds.
Yes.
Then on the paper, hanging weight, which I would guess is minus head, guts, and skin. Like hanging weight should be in the cooler, I believe. But still all the bones. Hanging weight was 328. Um, so then you're not going to get all of that because like when they bone out they bone out all the roasts and things. So you're losing a bunch of the shoulder and the hip like that. Those joints are going to the scrap. But I mean, plenty of that just gets cut up with the bones in it. And we were talking about that a little bit, like the ribs, the 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 hams, the pork chops, all still have the bones in them. So that's you're not losing that weight. So, but I don't know. I need to weigh it. I still haven't done that. I'm going to take the scale out there when we go through it all on Thursday. I'll take the scale out there and weigh everything and see what we got.
Nice.
I grabbed a package of pork chops out of there today to thaw. We're gonna have them for dinner tomorrow, and
Nice.
it's 4 chops in the package, and the package is 4.5 pounds. So they're a little over a pound a piece. So
That's big, big old pork chops.
they're gonna be good.
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
I had them cut them inch and a quarter
Perfect.
thick. Yep. She was on her little sheet whenever we were standing there, and she's like, do you want this and do you want that? And she gets to the pork chops and she's like, how thick do you want them? And on the sheet, it just is like half inch, 3/4 inch, 1 inch. And I was like, can we go inch and a quarter? Yep,
Heck
sure
yeah.
can. Like, oh, good. Because I would
Man,
prefer that.
that's pretty exciting having a big old hog sit in your freezer.
Yeah, yeah. We had the first BLTs of the season last night.
Oh, nice.
So that's pretty cool, being that it's our hog and our tomatoes, that we both of which we grew. I texted Anna and I said, it's pretty satisfying standing here cooking an animal that you raised up to
Yeah,
eat.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
He's a
it was
lot
good.
easier to manage when he's in the freezer.
Yes, for sure. Doesn't eat as much, doesn't push me around.
But you need to get another one in there soon.
Yep, I will.
Did that pin work out okay, or would you change anything about it?
Well, I I guess I would probably just try to like fix the door, the
Mm.
gate, since he
Get like a
busted through that a couple
get
times.
like an actual gate on there of some sort.
Yeah, either get an actual gate or just somehow reinforce that one. I think he was whenever he pushed out of it, I'm sure he was just like leaning on it or scratching on it or something, and
Sure.
it just bent the gate and let it push out. But so yeah, I'd just sturdy up that gate. I think that's all I'd do. Rebuild my feeder,
He
because
kind of
that,
tore that thing apart.
yeah, either that or just like get an actual feeder, like a molded plastic one or something, or old school metal one. Because
Yeah.
yeah, he tore it to pieces, and it wasn't the best anyway. I mean, I built it and it worked, it functioned okay, but it could have been better for sure. I guess I've got more plywood. I could just build a better one. Built that one out of scrap. But yeah, I gotta find another pig. Might as well get it going.
Heck yeah. How long do you think it'll take you to eat this one?
I don't know. I guess, I guess we'll probably eat a lot of pork for a while if you
I
got
bet
it
we
in your
will.
freezer already.
Right.
And then with like, with wintertime coming, fall and winter, making soups and things, that'll, I think ground pork is real great in chili and other soups and sausage. Get Anna to make some like cabbage soup with sausage in it or something. Man, that's a double whammy as far as like the toilet goes, but
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Sure is.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good year of eating. I don't know. That the last time we bought half a hog, uh, I think we were through it basically in, less than a year.
You gonna do some
Now,
pulled pork on the smoker?
oh yeah, should.
That'd be fun.
Anna does Anna does okay doing it in the instant pot too sometimes.
Oh, really?
Just yeah, if like she'll do that, and then do it like she'll make it more like carnitas or something, with like Mexican spices.
Hmm.
Make it for tacos. That works real good.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. Yeah. There are there is a little bit of that hog, that half a hog that we bought still in the freezer. And she, she's like, well, we still haven't even finished that. But what's out there is like ham soup bones or something like that. Stuff that is just odd.
Yeah.
Neck bones.
Yeah.
So not the actual like hams and roasts and pork chops. And
What do you
bacon,
do
the
with
bacon
that
and
stuff?
sausage was gone so fast. Yeah. So I think it was yesterday. Ryan was like, "When are we gonna get a cow, Dad?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know. Probably not anytime soon, but I would like to get one." And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Hold up now. I'm talking about a cow that we're gonna eat." What?
She just
What
wants
do
one
you
to look
think we're
at.
gonna do? Well, I don't know. Because we're talking about this hog, and she's super excited. I mean, she last night she had two BLTs, and she was like, "This bacon is so good." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." And she's excited about eating pork chops tomorrow night, and she wanted to just do pork hamburgers,
There
and I
you
was
go.
like, "Oh, let's do pork chops." But
The
yeah,
old
she's
pork
all
burger.
excited about it. Yep. It's been some time, I guess, since I would have had an actual just like pork burger.
Yeah,
We
they're
did
not
when I
as
was a
good
kid.
as a beef burger.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it's plenty good in plenty other iterations.
Yep.
Anna makes some good meatballs. She'll mix pork and beef and maybe turkey, make
Yep.
meatballs. Yep, it's gonna be a good should be a good eating this year. But yeah, I need to get on like Facebook Marketplace or something and find me another piglet.
I don't think they sell animals on Facebook Marketplace.
Well, some people do. I just can't. There's all sorts of animals for sale on there.
Just not yours.
Mm-mm.
Maybe you
And
should
that's
eat
all
one of
right.
them. Eat one of them goats you got back there.
Yeah, I think that um I'm trying to I'm trying to think if I think that my kids are getting any closer to being okay with that. I don't know. Dan really wants to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, oh yeah. All the eatable ones, uh, except for one that I'm intending to keep for strategic reasons, are sold though. So I don't really have any that are eatable right now for me.
How long are you hanging on to them sold ones?
I don't know. He's gotten three of them, so there's five more back there that are his. I'm.
You can
It
start
seems like
leasing him some land to keep them on.
some grass. Yeah. It seems like he probably went 2 or 3 weeks between the first two times that he came and got them. So, I mean, I would imagine he'll probably call me up again pretty soon, ready for another one. Yeah, the bummer will be is doesn't if they're still here when wintertime sets in, because then I'll have to. I think for the winter, I would like to not have to have a stock tank de-icer clear back in that back pasture because I got to run that. 300-foot extension cord back there to run it, and then it's a pain sometimes. But I mean, I've done it for the last 4 or 5 years, so
What's one more?
yeah. And I guess being that I have these 3 little females, I still have to separate because I don't want them in with the billies.
Yep.
But like, if I could get rid of these little ones and just have the 4 that I want to keep, I could, after I breed May in the fall, then they could all 4 of them all be together, and I could put them. I mean, I guess that back pasture is still the best because of the shed
You
back
should get a
there.
cow back there.
Yeah, I intend to at some point.
What are you gonna get? Like an Angus or?
Um, I'd probably I'd probably do like a Dexter or like a Beefmaster or some, I don't know. Just yeah, I'd do an Angus. I don't know, whatever. Give me a give me a Wagyu.
There you go.
Throw back there. Those things are expensive though.
That's what I've heard.
Dexters are too, but they have real nice marbling. Their muscle structure is real good.
When do they
You
get
want to
here?
go in on a cow with me?
Yeah, I'd do
Huh?
that. I'd do that. I'm getting tired, man.
Yeah,
I
it'd be good.
I worked every second of the day today, and then went golfing.
Oh yeah, I noticed you were wearing a golf shirt earlier there.
Yeah, I
Who'd
came
you golf with?
with Rory and Ellett,
Oh, nice.
and we golfed till dark, and then we went over to Dairy Queen and got a bite to eat, and then came here and I fired up the computer and it didn't work.
You go over to Excelsior.
No, we stayed here in Kearney, played that
Old
little
Mary Mac.
par three. We didn't start till 7:30
Oh man,
because I worked till 7, and I came home and put my golf clothes on right on top of my dirty, sweaty body, and then drove to the golf course and played golf.
Okay, so speaking of working, what's the story with that paint you sent me the other day? That picture of that wall. Is that at the salon?
Yeah, that's at the salon.
Did
So
you paint that?
no, I don't know who did. Um, so basically, they wanted it gone. They wanted it covered up with normal paint. So I had to figure out how to get rid of it
To
and then
keep it from bleeding through?
to keep it from bleeding through. So I ended up wiping it off with a sponge and a little scratch pad and a sponge and a dry cloth over and over again until it wasn't bleeding onto the cloth anymore. And then
Hmm.
dried it all out and primed it. One coat of primer and 3 coats of paint to cover it up.
Wow. So was there was there a lot of texture in that?
Um, well, the walls were are textured walls.
Okay.
So it was kind of hard to tell if the paint had texture in it, but it had like I would put my hand on it and rub, and my hand
Yeah.
would be brown.
Rusty.
Rusty, yeah.
So for our viewers, which looks like there's one. There have been two viewers. No comments, and average view duration 4 minutes. So if you care, whoever you are, what we're talking about is you said they take paint and they put metal dust in it.
That's what the people told me it was. I don't know how the process works because I haven't done it, but the people that wanted me to paint over it told me that was the initial process. Was it was some kind of paint with metal dust in it, and then they squirt it with
And then
water, and then it rust, and it leaves it streaky and rusty looking.
it was streaky.
Hmm.
So rusty wall, rusty paint, and you needed to get it gone. Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I hadn't either, and so I called Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, that's not just
that's
like
pretty wild.
brown paint.
No,
That's actual
it's a
rust.
rusty wall. Huh.
And
Oh,
so
hey, now we got somebody commenting.
and so I called Ben, and he was like, "Man, I don't know." And so I went to Sherwin-Williams and talked to them, and they were like, "Yeah, you basically can't cover that stuff up." And so that's Sherwin-Williams recommended that I tried to clean it off before I primed it. Um,
Hmm.
they thought covering it up wouldn't be a huge problem, but because it has all that metal dust in it, he said that it was going to be a hard time uh, getting it to adhere to the wall. He's like, so
Oh yeah.
you could throw a primer right over the top of it and it'd probably look great. He's like, but 5 months down the road, it might just start flaking off.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, really, the only thing you can do if you're, you know, don't want to rip the wall out and put a new wall in is clean it off as good as possible and then try to, just get it clean and then primer over it and hope it sticks. So that's what I did. We'll see.
Yeah.
Not making any
Good
guarantees.
work. You're not.
No.
Oh well. You're not guaranteeing that if it doesn't work out, you'll just paint it again.
Yeah, I mean, the other option would be like Ben and I talked about was it probably needs to be like power sanded down to,
Mm-hmm.
the original whatever was there, but then you're sanding off the texture because it's like an orange peel
Yeah.
texture. So you're sanding it all the way
Oh.
down to the sheetrock and then retexturing it and priming it and painting it.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a lot more work. I had 2 days to get that thing done.
Yeah. And you said you did one coat of primer
Yeah. I
after
did
you
one coat of
cleaned it.
I did one coat of yeah, I cleaned after I cleaned it and dried it, I did one coat of primer and it covered really well.
So
Um
do you have a picture of what it looked like after you cleaned it?
Let me see. I probably wasn't very good about taking pictures on this thing. Yeah, there it is.
I mean, so basically just more subtle, but still a lot
So
of.
like all of that yellow, like rust looking stuff, like this is
Hmm.
all that yellow stuff basically disappeared, and now it, like you can see, here's a part where, so like this
Mm,
side of it is the original and this is where it's wiped.
huh. Interesting. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, some weird stuff. So hopefully hopefully the primer sticks, and fortunately the paint that I used was super dark. So hopefully even if it did bleed through, you're not really going to see it because it's of how dark the paint is. I don't know if I
Yeah.
took an after picture. I usually take it after. I don't think I did. Nope. Here's a
Huh.
here's a with it primed.
Mm,
So the wall on the right is the wall that had the rust. Well, my right. I don't know if that's the same as yours, but
yeah. No.
yeah, it was a
Cool.
mess, man. Put a lot of time into it.
Yeah. Those are weird projects.
And when I was done scrubbing it, my hands, or they still are, you probably can't tell, but they're like yellow.
Nice.
And I'm assuming that's rust. I have a high level of iron in my system right now, probably.
Hmm. Yep.
You said we had someone
So when do
comment?
you guys? Yeah. Yeah. Her name's Gabina Gillette. I don't know who it is, but she said hi and hello, and I said hey. Thanks for watching.
Hi and hello.
Yeah. Yep.
I like that.
Yep. Me too. Wonder if she has any paint um and wall covering experience.
Man, I don't know who has experience with that, but I would have talked to him about it because I everyone that I talked to that I know that knows about paint stuff was like, yeah, that's, you're not going to be able to cover that up.
Hmm. I mean, it's kind of a cool idea.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know that I liked the application.
Right.
I don't I wasn't I don't really like all the streakiness, but I bet it could be done differently. I bet
I
it could
bet you could
be
get different results
applied
depending
in
on
a
how.
different way,
Yeah.
whether you did a roller or a brush, or if you tried to do some sort of, faux technique in application or whatever. But yeah, I like the concept. I think the concept's pretty interesting. I don't think that I will probably ever try it,
No, probably
but
not.
I'm glad I've heard about it now.
Yeah, I guess it was a pain though because anytime someone would touch it or bump into it, it was on them or their clothing.
Oh yeah. You probably, if you were going to do something like that, what you should do is do the whole process to get your rusty wall and then clear coat it.
Yeah.
Just spray a poly on it or something.
Yeah, something to seal it up so that it doesn't get on you, because it was
Hmm.
pretty gross.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I think maybe I have a video. Um, maybe not. I thought I had a video. Oh yeah, here it is.
Hmm. Yeah, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, I do like rusty stuff. I've got plenty of it. I
Yeah, I
put
don't know that I
rusty.
would want it like somewhere I'm gonna be all the time though. Like maybe in a certain area
Hmm.
or on a wall that was up high where you can't touch it.
Yeah, I was. If I get going on that little on my gun shop, it would be fun to put um old galvanized tin up in the ceiling and use that for the ceiling.
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
I've
that
got
would be
some
cool.
old rusty stuff, but that's not going to be getting on you. It's up there.
Hmm. I like that.
I just thought about that
Yeah, a ceiling would be a great
because
place to put it.
the more I think about that room, the more convinced I am that I'm gonna rip the ceiling out of there and vault it so that I can have some up high places to hang, uh, like hang that old deer head and some antlers and stuff
Oh, that'd be cool.
up up on the wall, up out of the way. And that room's too little to do that if I weren't to gain some more wall space up in the
So you would
vaulted
vault
area.
just that front area?
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, leave the bathroom at a regular low, like regular ceiling height, which would make it easier to heat and cool. I mean, not easier, but it would make it heat and cool quicker.
Yeah.
And then just vault that front.
Well, you could hang
I
your
need to,
deer heads down on the next to the floor like that one dude does with his.
yeah, yeah. That takes a bigger room, I think, than that.
Oh.
Because if you start hanging deer heads in there, you're gonna have to start walking sideways through it. But yeah, I think it'd be fun to have a tall ceiling, taller ceiling in there, and then put tin up. Basically, put tin up on the underside of my actual rafters, and then maybe false in some rafters underneath it, so it looks like you're looking up at a tin roof.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. I like that.
Yep. and then do all the walls in there in like old barn wood.
That's what you should do on your front porch.
Put tin up
Put
on
some
top of
tin up.
it.
Yeah.
I'm. I mean, I may have the metal ordered. I
Oh,
guess I need to confirm with Dan whether or not he ordered mine. He told me he was, and he talked to the guy and gave him all my measurements.
you could put some of
And I know his
rusty
is ordered.
that rusty paint on the backside, the underside of the tin.
Yeah, could. Or you could just spray it with water and let it rust.
It's probably got a coating on it to keep it from rusting.
Yeah, it does. So you'd have to spray it with like acid.
Something to eat the coating away.
Yeah, etch all that off. But anyway,
Is,
well, what?
is your porch ready for the tin?
I mean, sorta. It's pretty close on the new side. Whenever I was up there on the roof messing with my other part of my roof, I was looking at that front, the north part that I overlaid, and there's a couple of pieces of plywood up there where my tar paper or the
Oh,
ice and water guard has blown off,
yep.
and I think I'm gonna rip those two pieces of OSB off and replace them because they look pretty bad.
How long
But
have they been up there?
mm, I don't know, 2 years, 2.5 years.
That'll do it.
Maybe it's only been a year.
I don't
I'm trying to
remember
remember
when we were
when
working
I
on
bought that. I don't remember when I bought all that plywood.
it. Did we use that plywood that you bought from Menards, that stack?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. I remember digging through it.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So it's maybe only been like a year and a half
Well, it was before
that
I
that
moved
part
into
of the
this
roof was
house.
on. Well, how long you been there?
A year and a month.
Huh. Yeah. I don't know. Too long.
Long enough. It needs some covering.
Mm-hmm. Anna said that the insurance people were out taking pictures of our house the other day, so I'm sure I'm sure that was interesting to them.
I'm sure it was, and you may be hearing about it.
I would imagine.
I guess those insurance
So,
people do random stops, huh?
well, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Hmm.
Now, apparently now they know that we have a pool too.
Oh, because that's not.
I think I think the last time they were out, it was before I set it up.
I mean,
So I would imagine we might hear about that too.
I don't know of an insurance guy ever coming to a house that I lived in or owned.
Hmm. Yeah.
And you're talking about they've been out
They,
multiple times.
yeah, they have.
What company?
Which partly it is because so we and I'm not sold on this, but I mean it's it's reasonable price, I guess. So we use Travelers, which is essentially a an insurance broker.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you use what you use State Farm, right?
Farmers.
Or Farmers, yeah. So farmers is their own deal.
Right.
Like if you go to a farmer's agent and you get farmer's insurance.
Correct.
Travelers is like you go to a traveler's agent and you might have traveler's home policy and uh uh progressive um auto policy or whatever. And so like they're shopping around finding you the best deal they can find you, and then they get like their little commission or whatever. And then they're gonna I mean, hopefully, I guess. I think that the theory is that they kind of like keep looking for you. It's like
Mm.
maybe, 3 years goes by and they're like, we should maybe reevaluate. And they run your stuff again and they're like, you know what, we can get you a better deal if we switch you over to this and such or whatever.
Right.
I think that's the theory. I don't I don't know. I kind of miss just having like an actual agent and an actual company.
Yeah.
But that's probably old fashioned thinking of me.
Yeah. For sure.
You have a broker instead of an agent, real est- on not
Yeah,
real estate on insurance.
insurance. Yeah.
Yeah, we do too.
That's old that's old fashioned of me, isn't it, Dan? Missing the agent and a consistent company.
Probably, unless you like, unless you like, don't care about money and you just want to do, you know,
Yeah,
So do
I
you
just
see
I
a difference in prices, what you're paying versus if you just went to, say, Farmers and got the exact same policy through them?
some of them you can't. They only sell them through brokers.
Yeah.
Some certain types of policies are only sold through brokers.
Some cut rate insurance.
Hmm. But our broker shops our insurance about every year.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but I still use the old, um, what is it? I think shelter insurance for my liability because they're like a tenth of the price of my broker
Hmm.
mm,
for liability. Like my business liability is like a couple $1 million of liability for like $350 a year, $300 a year, something like that.
yeah.
About nothing. Um, and my insurance broker can't, like, he doesn't have anybody who can touch that.
Hmm.
So
That's weird.
yeah.
I get a little bit grouchy about things that are different than they used to be when this stuff happens. For example, back in the day,
Someone showing up
I
at your
mean, and
house and
I
taking pictures. That's
well, no, not necessarily that, but so I have I've had vehicles towed a number of times, and we always have the roadside assistance, tow whatever on our insurance. So it's never a big deal. Like back in the day, we had American Family, I think, for years and years and years. Old Andrew Greenwood, and his office was just right down around the corner from me. And so my truck would break down and I would get it towed, and then I would walk down to the office and turn in the receipt. And they would either write me a check or credit my account, like, and pay for the tow. So the last time though that I got towed, my truck broke down, and so I called a tow truck, and guy came and towed me and brought me back to my house, and I paid the bill, and then we called the insurance company, and they were like, "Oh, we only pay out up to $200 if you don't use our tow service." And I was like, "Oh, well, how is a person supposed to know that?" So what you have to do with our insurance that we have currently is, if you break down, you call your insurance company, not your insurance person, because we don't have like an actual person. It's just a hotline. So you call that, and then they have some like subcontractors or whatever that they deal with, and then that person will come and tow you, and that's just how they do it. And then they deal with them, and like, oh well, okay, I guess I know that for next time. And it doesn't make any difference,
Right.
but in the moment, it's just like, what the? Why can't you just be like a normal insurance company?
Yep.
And now I have to pay $115 out of my pocket, even though I have roadside assistance with towing.
Ain't right. Dan,
Yeah,
where have you been all
maybe.
night?
I've been at Menards picking up lumber, and I'm sending my wife rebate receipts as we speak.
Nice.
Nice.
I got 90 2x4s, 16, 75 2x6s, 12, a whole bunch of different denominations of 2x12s, a bunch of 6x6 posts. And they close at 10, and I was rolling out of there about 10:15, and they were ready for me to be gone.
I bet.
For sure.
Dan, have you ever?
What?
Go ahead.
They did not come to help me swap out some of the 6x6s that they loaded onto my trailer. That were just like bows. They were like, dude, don't be like that. I'm taking these and I'm gonna change them out. If you
Yeah.
wanted to help, be helpful, because that wasn't very helpful. Yeah. Do I ever what?
Did you ever
working?
consider that? No. Did you ever consider that you probably didn't need all 75 of those 2x6s? Probably could have just got like 62 of them.
What do you mean?
Smith style.
Get 62 of them and then run short? Yeah, that'd be good.
Old Grandpa Smith style.
We probably didn't need all those. No, we did need all those, Grandpa. We needed every last freaking one of them. I'll tell you that.
Oh man.
The most argument we ever got in was he wanted to run 2x6 ceiling joists 22 feet across a garage with nothing,
Oh
no
my.
support, no, just 22 footers. And I was like, Smith,
Can't.
Grandpa, we can't do that. You need a header. You need something in there.
Yeah.
We didn't have ChatGPT to ask about it back in the day. But
Yeah.
somehow he
That
believed
would
that
have
it was
done it.
He believed it with all of his heart that that was going to be okay. And we talked him into, like, we argued him into getting 2x8s for a
Yeah.
full-on garage, 22 feet wide. I I don't understand.
one of my favorite one of my favorite things that he did, and obviously only know this because you relayed this story to me, so obviously I could have it not entirely right, but this is what I remember the story to be, is how he would if Home Depot or Lowe's ran a sale on studs, he'd go buy 700 of them and then just check off however many he took on his receipt and just get free storage for like the next year on studs.
But he would buy them in like lots of like 20. He'd want them rung up in like lots of 20 so that they could like
Oh, for real?
they could sign
So they'd
off
check
on.
off a chunk of them.
Hmm.
I mean, that's kind of genius.
Yeah.
It's
You can
free
actually,
storage.
technically you can actually do that at Menards, but I don't know how long your order will stay ordered.
Yeah, I don't know that it'll stay all that long.
And I don't know what happens to it, and I'm curious because I drove out of there tonight without checking off some of my material at the gate. So, I mean, I don't know. Will it stay ordered, or will eventually they refund the money to me and it'll just
I
be
think that eventually
gone?
they refund the money and put it back into inventory.
Okay. What if I left with it though? Do you think they'll? Well, they wouldn't have any way of knowing that I left with it though if the gate people didn't check it off.
Right.
That makes.
Unless
Hmm.
unless the gate people just checked that you have everything on your order and then you're
Then I
screwed the other
no
way.
no because I drove out of there. I drove out of there with 3 orders. My first order, uh, they they gave me 10 of the wrong thing, so I was like, I don't want 12 footers. I need 16s. And I was standing in the yard, and with the guy standing there, I just ordered another order with another 10 of them on there. Right. So my first order, I didn't pick up 10 of or 8 of the board of the wrong denomination. My second order, I didn't check it out whenever I left. But at 10:20, they were like looking at the pile of lumber on my trailer and they were like, "Yep." Like
Yeah.
they weren't counting it. So I don't know.
No.
My main hope is that I go back in tomorrow and the ones that I didn't pick up on the first order, I can go into the registrar or whatever, the return desk and just be like, I didn't pick them up. I just want a refund on those. And then we can sort out the others when I'm in there if they want to sort those out.
Well, here's what I have to say about that.
Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck. You're going to need it. You're going to need it. Yeah.
Now, I have had both very knowledgeable and helpful people and not very knowledgeable and not helpful people at the Menards service desk.
Mm-hmm.
I think they hire a variety of helpfulness there.
There's a dude in there right now. He's an Asian guy. Looks like he would be really good at math, maybe. And he
Does he
is
carry around an abacus?
he looks like he would like to. Yes. And he's very particular in how he talks and he explains everything very precisely like you are 9 years old. And he is both very helpful and it's very not helpful because like it doesn't matter how many times you've gone through this, he explains the entire process to you again, just like he's never explained it before.
Heck yeah.
And then he's like, while I'm waiting for that, so like when you return, if you return over $200, they have to get a manager to
A
come
manager.
key off on it. He's like, while I'm waiting on the manager, I'm going to go and help these people right here. And I'm just like, fair enough. Like, you just called the manager. I'm not mad. And he's like, I'll just be helping them until the manager gets here. And I'm like, great. Okay, you
And
understand?
then after the manager
And then
gets
after the
here,
manager gets back,
even if I'm not finished with them,
then
I'll
I'll come
jump
back to
back
you.
over and close
And
yours out.
we'll get you finished up. Like, yes, that is how that usually works. Like, that is as good as I can expect right now. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to ignore you and finish their ticket and wait for a manager for them and then come back to you and then jump back to them. I would definitely, most certainly at that time, finish your transaction before jumping back to them. Like, yes.
What you're not gonna
Got
do?
it. I got it. Yeah. The guy that was helping me in the yard tonight, I think that he was hoping he wasn't super helpful Asian guy. He was, and he also wasn't. I think his name's. I think there's Greg. He's a Hispanic dude, and he's super helpful. And he's a like go-to kind of like can-do kind of guy. He's really helpful. The guy tonight that helped me was a younger kid, and I think that he was hoping that he wouldn't have to do anything if he explained where all of the lumber was to me thoroughly enough. And he took about 4 minutes to explain to me where each of the things on my list was, and then asked me how he could help. And I was like, what would be helpful is I got to get 90 of this one that we're parked in front of. I got to get 75 of the one that I can drive to like 10 feet from here. What would be helpful is if you got all the rest of it from around the yard. And he's like, okay. And I was like, especially the 2x12s that you morons put on the second shelf. Anybody else, like, your mind is like graded, like when you drive in that barn and you realize that every board in that barn that's in there long ways was taken one at a time off of a forklift and put in there into its little keyhole.
Oh man, it's so dumb.
I could not work in there.
No.
I asked one of the guys, he's like, well, I mean, it is a lot of work by hand, but I mean, just imagine how much space all of this stuff would take up if it was all, long ways. And I was like, about the same amount as it takes up at Home Depot.
Same amount.
The same amount of space it takes up at Home Depot, brother. Like,
and Lowe's.
Somehow.
And Sutherland's. And
somehow all these other places have all the same lumber taking up half as much space. How is it possible? Oh, there would just be rows and rows that would go for miles. It was like, it'd be like a lumber yard, like all the lumber yards, wouldn't it? Am I wrong?
I think that's what it would be like.
Wouldn't it be like a lumber yard then?
Yeah, I hate the way that they do that.
I don't understand at all. What are you weather protecting treated lumber from? Like, why do you have it inside a barn? Like, do you think they're saving more money weather protecting the treated lumber than letting it sit out in the heat or paying guys to hand load each board in versus having it sitting out in the sun and some of them twisting and bowing?
I mean, I don't know that they're breaking even on that.
Which way do you think? You think they're losing or winning? I think they're losing.
Losing.
Like, and who wants to work there in the yard when it's so dumb? Like,
Also, Home Depot and Lowe's don't have them slid into shoe cubbies and inside. They also have them inside.
arguably, they don't have as much selection as Menards. That is true, though.
Yeah.
Like, Home Depot and Lowe's don't have smooth cedar, rough cedar, multiple grades of treated, cedar tone treated, white wood. You know what I mean? Like, you
They
got
don't
one
have anything
option,
over 16 feet either.
and they don't have anything over 16 feet. But dude, that's the stuff that's the most crazy about putting it. Like, this is where we put the 44-foot long micro lambs, 14-inch micro lambs. Wait, that's just a 14-inch by 14-inch square. Yeah. This barn isn't even that wide. How do you do that? Carefully. Like,
You got to put it in on edge so you can flex it and go around the corner.
yeah, it's either that or we take one sheet of siding off and slide it in from the back, from the highway.
I always like to get 8-foot 2x12 from the top shelf, 10 feet up off the ground, where you can't even like lean it down. So you can't
let go of
pull it, lean it. You can't pull all 10 or 20 that you need and set them down there and then go down the steps and load them onto your trailer. You have to have either help or you have to help carry them down the steps.
Because when they do it with a forklift, and they take the forklift over there, they boom it all the way up and they throw it out onto a forklift, and then they walk down, and they, like, those guys, their guys do not load them off like we do. I don't even know if they're allowed to. But still, it's still asinine that they even, like, that barn even exists. Like, I'm sorry. It's crazy. Like, every time I'm in there, I'm like, who is this Menard guy? And where does he come up with this stuff? Like, where did he come up with this system?
However, you do go back.
Yeah, you know why? You know why I go back? Because a 2x12, a 2x8 by 10 feet is $14 at Menards, and it's $28 at the lumberyard. I don't even understand that. How's that possible?
At McCrae.
Yeah, McCrae
or Owen
or 84. It is literally 40% cheaper for treated lumber.
Yeah.
Why don't you just have it delivered?
A couple reasons.
You tell me.
You have to wait.
You tell me if you get 3 guesses to tell me the 2 reasons. Reason 1.
Okay.
I would say
reason 1
is
timeliness. And yes,
each of you
having somebody else pull your crap lumber and deliver it to your house.
The absolute garbage that they will send me if I'm having them deliver it. That's reason 2, because I could order 40% extra and take it back, but then I'm still taking a load of lumber to their, one way or the other.
But at least then somebody else is jamming it into the cubbies.
Yeah, that's true. I just loaded onto a forklift, and they have currently 2 guys that load the deliveries, and the delivery lady is very discouraging of doing loads because she's like, if you order it today, you're going to be a week out. And I'm just not that far ahead on my lumber orders to be able to wait a week for lumber.
Are they
And
for deliveries? Are they pulling this lumber from a different source, or is it off the shelf just like everybody else?
off the shelf, just like everybody else. It's
So,
just different guys that load it. There's guys that load deliveries, and there's guys that load for customers.
so when you go in there to grab 92 by 4s, how many of them are you touching?
Tonight there was probably, I'd say it was pretty good on the 2x4s. I probably touched 120 of them.
Hmm.
But I wasn't being super particular because I just needed one side to look decent. I loaded for the deck. I did 210 2x6 by 16 treated. Which, if you do the math on that, that is, you're not wrong. That's a lot of 2x6 treated.
Yeah. That was the math I did.
7.33 times 210. That's 1,539 square feet of decking. I loaded 240 total, and I took back 20 already, and I will take back another 12.
You're gonna have the biggest deck of us all.
It's no longer gonna be Don Dick's big deck. It's not gonna be that anymore. It's gonna be Dan Mock's big deck.
Apparently.
Do you guys know that story?
I don't know.
When I was working for H&R,
Oh yeah.
they had a customer named Don Dick, and Don Dick had to have a big deck, and he did $20,000 to $40,000 a year of work on his house, and he just thought of something for H&R to do every year. And we went and put this deck on, tore down a deck and built a bigger deck. And he by far had the biggest deck. Don Dick had the biggest deck in the entire neighborhood. And his new deck was much bigger than his old deck. And we went in his house one time, and his decoration style was he had a few bear hides. That's one thing he had. He had a bunch of woodworking projects that he had made on his own. He had every Festool thing you could think of in his garage. Most of them had never been used.
Man.
That's some nice stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Festool, dude, nice stuff.
Yeah.
And then he grew orchids in his basement. He had all these like black lights and stuff. He grew orchids. Yeah. He grew orchids. He was single. He had always been single. And when you walk down, is it okay to talk about people on this podcast nobody watches?
I mean, with a deck that big, I don't know why.
I mean, when a man has an impressive deck, when Don Dick has an impressive deck, I think it's okay to talk about him.
Yeah.
But here was he was
think
interesting.
That's just part of the deal.
He was interesting, and he
wants
grew
people
orchids.
to talk about his big deck.
Oh yeah, he wanted to swing that deck all over the place, for sure. Anyway,
he wanted you to swing on his deck.
He probably did. Actually, what he was, this is the truth. It was like one of these neighborhoods where they had an HOA. He was on the HOA board, and he was he was single, but he had all these older ladies that would get a hold of him for all kinds of needs that they had. And we started to wonder if Don Dick wasn't maybe kind of like the neighborhood gigolo or something like that. He
let the girls come hang on his deck.
There was so many ladies that came over needing him to give them a hand with things that it was like, what is up with this guy? You know, like, and they were older ladies, but anyway, all the single ladies. The craziest thing about Don Dick was that, you know how like, if let's say any of the three of us were single and had been up to this point, I granted, you and I, we wouldn't be the same people we are. Like it's just not, it's not really possible. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
we're just not single till our 40s kind of people. But Don Dick was like 55 or 60. And Don Dick had like family pictures of himself all over his house.
Like vacation photos and
You know, like the photos where you're like
Olin Mills.
sitting in a chair, and then you have like another picture of a different angle of you, like kind of in this fuzzy area right here.
Ghosted into the background.
You know those? Where it's supposed to be like you're a cat or something, but it's, or your kid, or one like, but it was just him, like one from this way and one from this way, you know? And he had
Wow.
like, so you're walking down the stairs of his house, and there's like 6 or 8 pictures of through the years Don Dick. And it just struck me as funny because I thought, like I said, if I was single, if you were single, would you have a single picture of yourself in your own house?
Likely not.
I don't think I would. I don't think that I would have ever thought I'm going to go.
But now that you say that, I kind of want one now.
I mean, kind of, yeah, but like only so that somebody talks about me on a podcast later. I mean, is it just me, or is that kind of weird?
It's pretty weird.
Like maybe you just get like numb to it whenever you're the photographer, but I would be like the photographer. I wouldn't be a photographer, but if I was the photographer at Olin Mills, I'd be like, yep, adding this one to my list, watching for him on the news, feeding
Right.
people to his orchids or something. Like, why is he here again? Like, anyway, yeah. Sorry, Dawn. I hope you're not watching this. That's weird. I never could tell you.
So how big is Dan Mock's deck gonna be?
It's not that big. It's only 10. It's a 10-foot.
1,500 square feet.
It's a 10-foot 4-inch deck. So after the rail, there's 10 foot of live space, and it's 58 feet up from one corner of the house to the point, 56 feet across, and 58 feet back.
And it's 10 feet from the house
Mm-hmm.
on all those 50 somethings. So you're 150 plus feet.
Of face.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a big deck.
You make it does sound bigger than it looked on paper. And it does, when you're walking on it, feel bigger than it looked on paper.
Is it
Yes.
all, does it all have a roof on it, or is some of it not?
Yes. It's exactly like Darcy's, only bigger. Which was not the point.
Like
That wasn't
130 feet bigger.
This is what Judah said when we were half done. He said, I love this thing. It's going to put me through college. And I was like, what do you mean it's going to put you through college? He's like, I'm inviting everyone to my grad party, and they're all bringing money. I was like, everyone who? He's like, everyone.
He's gonna put the little like pull tag invites at
Come to my
Tractor
grad
Supply
party on my
and
dad's
Menards.
deck. Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason for it. One, the main reason for the deck is that it looks cool. That's the main reason. The second reason is that on one side, we don't have, our master bedroom doesn't have any windows. It just has a patio door that goes out to our deck, right? So there's going to be like a screened porch on that corner, maybe like 16 feet by 10. And then after that is going to be like an area for just like hanging out and whatever. And then across the front is going to be more area for hanging out and whatever. And then there's going to be an outdoor kitchen on it eventually. And like, typical stuff, like a place to shoot bows from, like
Mm-hmm.
And this is
down
I mean,
to the 3D
you
archery
got a
range.
30-yard shot on your deck.
We got a 30-yard shot on the deck. Yeah. that we have a 10-yard shot easy on the deck without leaving.
This is all treated.
It is treated. It's cheap. It's I neither myself nor my wife really are that in love with any of the composites. Like they stay clean and nice, but they don't feel like natural. They don't feel woodsy. I don't know.
Yeah.
And cedar, honestly, like it is technically an upgrade, but it kind of rots out way too fast. And like a treated deck is gonna be there, and you're gonna have some boards that like just one summer decide that they can't be held down by screws and they're gonna go
Right.
crazy, and you're gonna replace them. Like,
Yep.
okay, like is what it is. But yeah. So the deck is only 100 feet smaller than the house. That is a fact. So
I mean, I think that's a good design because outside space is good space. It's like I always
costs
tell
less
my
in
kids.
taxes, too.
do what?
Outside space costs less in taxes.
Oh, way less. Oh yeah. It costs less in taxes. It costs a fraction as much in building permit. Like 15 cents a foot or something compared to like $2 a foot per,
What
for the
does the
building.
roof structure look like on the underneath side? Is it
Oh,
straight, like flat, or is it angled?
it is 212. It's metal on, it's the same as my porch or the same as Darcy's is going to be, with just, you look up, you see the wood and then the metal, the bottom side of the metal. Super simple.
How
Really
far
enough.
up off of the deck is the roof?
I don't know that we've fully decided, but I'm thinking like if you're standing at the edge, I want to reach up and like touch the header.
Lean into it.
No, probably like, what would that be, about 7.5 ish, and then
Yeah.
the header's going to be a 2x12, and then the rafters are going to be pitched up about 2 feet. So at the outside, you're going to it's not going to obstruct your view looking out the windows. And then on the back, it's going to be like 11 feet, I think, up or
Nice.
so.
I like that.
Yeah. And I think we're going to stain all of the components before we put them up, and then touch them up later. Not the treated components. I'm just framing it. I don't remember. Did you frame yours out of just regular lumber because it's going under
Yes.
metal?
Yes.
Won't see a day of rain. So
Yeah.
Or sunlight.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna let ours weather out fully.
No.
No, probably.
It looks cool though.
Wait,
Yeah,
what do you mean
it
fully?
does.
And like
Fully.
rot away?
Like, like,
I like that dry rot and
I
look.
like that dry rot look. Um, no, like how you did yours, where yours is like, it looks like you did
Gray.
one of those vinegar and steel like looks,
Mm-hmm.
but you didn't.
Mm-mm. I did it naturally.
Natural. Yeah. El
Mm-hmm.
natural. Yeah.
But
So
you're gonna stain all of yours, Dan?
I think so. I think we're going to stain it kind of it's called, it's actually timber oil, like Australian timber oil. I don't know if you've seen that stuff. I kind of like it pretty well. And it goes on
It's good
pretty
stuff.
even and doesn't, like, you don't see a lot of brush marks and stuff, but I think it's considered a semi-translucent. So you still see the wood grain and the knots and stuff, but it's not like a paint. And it's not just stain. It's like kind of in between.
What are
So
you doing with the siding on the house?
that I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
Don't you have about 6 weeks to finish that project?
I do. I have about 6 weeks to finish it. I have about 7 more weeks to finish it. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen.
What happens if you don't have it finished in 7 weeks from now?
I talked to the banker, and apparently, as long as there's good progress being made, they won't do really anything. They just renew it.
Yeah.
So that's not really my biggest problem. My biggest problem is that while I'm working on it every day, I don't make very much money. And
But you're
I
not
mean,
paying a bunch of money to have somebody else build it.
that is true. But if I get into like another tax year and they're like, so we need to see your tax return again,
Right.
then I'm like, well,
You mean this one where I
so
lost money?
that year where I was building that house that you were loaning me all that money on, I guess I no longer qualify for the loan on that, huh? They're like, yeah, you don't. Sorry. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
not ideal.
Yeah, just chance it.
Yeah, what are they gonna do? They don't squeeze blood out of a turnip?
Get yourself a
Oh,
private investor on that thing.
The private investor is me. I just don't want to. I don't. My wife doesn't want to move into a trailer on the property and sell our
Oh.
house. I'm kind of good with it. Like,
Sure.
why not? Let's just sell this and move over there, and then we have the money, and I can just work on it, and I don't have to worry about, making a living, stuff like that. But
Yep.
dude, you have time for? It's 11:35. My last couple days. The short version of the story is my well water was starting to smell like rotten eggs
Oh,
real bad
nice.
out at the property. And the last people that
hmm
stayed there were like, we didn't even take showers because one of the girls tried to take a shower and she was dry heaving. And I was like, ooh, that's bad. I was like, nobody's told me it was that bad. So I started doing a little chat GPT research, and apparently I I didn't even realize how much I had done for the well. Whenever I bought the property, I shocked the well the first winter that I owned it. And the way that you shock the well is you mix, in the case of our well, 3 gallons of bleach with like 30 gallons of water, dump it down the well shaft, and then run a hose and just circulate a bunch of water through your well with bleach in it. And there's a bacteria that eats iron ore, and it poops out a sulfury smell. But it's totally like human non-toxic. It's just smells like rotten eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Which you're like, oh, so you just basically sanitize, you just shock your well just like you'd shock a pool. The problem is that when you have a well that has 450 feet down to where your pump is, and it has a water column that's like 300 or 400 feet up, I don't know why they dug the well so deep. It has literally like 500 gallons of water above the pump.
Hmm.
Oh,
So
weird.
so which is good because they said that the groundwater has dropped by about 25 feet over the last like 10 or 15 years.
Man.
But apparently this year it's moved back up because this year's all this rain has made the well water pretty rank. So I had to pump out my well for like I have to pump my well for almost an hour and a half to pump it dry.
Hmm.
And even then, so what happens is that the chlorine, and here's the like science lesson. The chlorine gets in the water pretty quickly. It starts reacting with the iron, dissolved iron in the water, and oxidizing it. And what happens when iron oxidizes?
Rusts.
It rusts. So you go from having perfectly clear water with basically iron ore in, what would you call it, on the molecular level, to having an entire well full of rust water. And it happens like in 10 minutes
Hmm.
when you dump this chlorine in there. So I had to pump my well dry almost 3 times to get the well clean enough
Clear.
to start pumping the water back into the house again. And
Bummer.
I've gone through like 5 filter changes. I have 3 filters. It's like,
Sediment filters.
yeah, they have like a 20 micron, a 10 micron, and then a carbon filter. And then you have to, so what you do is you run chlorine through it, you pump your well, like shock it, you just go ahead and pump all of that rusty water out of your well, and then you do it again. And then when it's like, I'm moderately clear, you dump another gallon of bleach in the well, and that gallon you pump into the house so that you can shock all of the pipes and the water tank and everything. So I pumped the well dry twice. Well, once the first day, once and a half the first day. And then the next day I come in and I pump the well dry again after it's sat with chlorine in the entire system overnight to just sit there and saturate everything with chlorinated water. And believe it or not, the well water is like straight up drinkable now.
Hmm.
Because even though not all the chlorine is like completely out of the system, because it's pretty hard to get all the chlorine out of the system, because like the chlorine mixes into the water, and safe is like 5 parts per million, and you put it at like 50 parts per million when you're shocking it.
Mm-hmm.
Once you run the water through 2 sediment filters and a carbon filter, though, the carbon filter reacts with the chlorine and it knocks the rest of the chlorine out of your water coming in. But all that chlorine wrecks your carbon filter fast. Like it literally, in maybe 200 gallons of the really chlorinated water, plugs the carbon filter up. Which I don't know exactly. You took a chemistry class. What does it do to the carbon? Does it like expand the carbon? Is that why it plugs it up? I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't know what the reaction is between chlorine and carbon. I would think that it would break it down.
Like the two molecules would like cancel each other out almost or something, maybe? Like break
No,
each other
like
down?
that the chlorine would dissolve the carbon.
But then when it comes on the other side of the carbon filter, it's non-chlorinated water or minimally chlorinated
Yeah, so
water.
somehow the structure is, I don't know.
But literally
I need to take
one
another chemistry class.
one side of the carbon filter, you're smelling chlorine in the water. The other side, you're not. But the longer it runs, the more plugged your carbon filter gets, which
Hmm.
could be the sediment getting through to it. But anyway, crazy amount of not work, but just like
What did you do with all that water you pumped out of the well?
just let it run down the hill. I mean, I don't think it's
Pump
doing
it into the
anything.
pond.
No, didn't pump it in the pond. The pond, dude, the pond is full these days. Like it's after those couple of years of it like drying up, and I was like, oh my gosh, we don't even have a pond anymore. It's like it was probably like 10% smaller when it was really bad. Now it's like there's no place where you would step from dry into it and it's not a foot deep already just as soon as you step in it.
Nice.
The whole thing is full. No, I mean, I hope it doesn't kill the grass and stuff, but what do you do with your pool water when you're done at the end? You just let it run out onto the ground, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just try not to dump it on your septic field, probably.
Yeah, my septic is way back further.
Oh, it's back. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't put it in my septic system. I don't put it in my
Right.
poop pond. It'd kill, like, that'd be a mess. Like it would kill everything in there, and then that sucker would start to stench bad.
So you have a lagoon out there?
Kind of. It's pretty small. I have a lagoon that is like 20 by 20 probably. 20 by 30 maybe. When I got it, I couldn't figure out where the lagoon was, so we just started running the water and we just like chased down a pipe. And the lagoon was basically a bog.
Nice.
I dug it out with my tractor and backhoe. Just redug it, and
It
everything
just
in it,
filled up over time.
everything in it was just solid black dirt. It wasn't. Nobody had been really using it for years, and so I just dug it back out and put it back in service, and it is what it is, you know.
Right.
Someday I'll probably replace it, get a tank and put a field in or something, but right now
There's no
it's just
tank?
no.
So you're just
There's no
dropping
tank,
turds in the
dude.
yard?
Well, I mean, it's down in the woods, but
So
just a little.
you have like a 3-inch pipe running from the toilet to the lagoon.
Apparently, I mean,
You see
when I
turds
say
dropping out the line?
yeah, if you go down there and you go inside of, I dug it back out and I built like a barbed wire fence around it and
I mean,
stuff so
that's
that
why it
people won't
fills
get to
up.
it. Well, yeah, but I mean,
I think it's great. I think that's how they should all be.
it's just it's like, it's definitely one of those deals that's grandfathered in. If you got a septic guy working on it, he'd be like, this is no bueno. We can't do
Right.
this. But like and
That's
it's
not a
also
septic.
it's Well, that's why I'm telling you, that's what I'm saying. If I ran all this water into it with chlorine in it, it would kill all the bacteria that's munching away at the turds, and it would be putrid. The
Right.
way it stands, I've never smelled it. Not once
Really?
ever. Never. Never smelled it.
I love that idea.
I'd say the worst probably is the fact that like all these people stay there and I'm sure nobody even thinks twice about flushing toilet paper down it. So I'd
Right.
say the toilet paper is the stuff that's breaking down the slowest in that
Toilet paper and
bog.
tampons and who knows what people are throwing down there.
I hope not, but I mean,
You know people do.
so here's the thing, based on where it's located, if I ever decided to put a tank in a pond, an actual pond or a tank and a field, I would just go like 30 feet away from it and just turn the pipe like 22 degrees and just miss it and keep
How
going out.
far from the house is the lagoon?
Oh, 300 feet probably.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's a nice distance.
It's just down in the woods. And, and I'd say the worst part about it is that it's probably by any septic guy's standard, it's a little too close to the creek, because like when it rains hard and that thing gets full of water does run out of it into like a dry creek area, and that
Yeah.
dry creek area does go down to the actual creek. But we're probably talking like 300 or 400 feet into the dry creek, or from the dry creek down to the creek. And then where it goes into it, it's actually leaving, like right there, it's leaving my property. So it's probably only 300 or so feet from the lagoon to the creek, but it's none of the creek that's there is on my property.
But it's not your problem after that.
I mean, I wouldn't say it that way exactly. I kind of feel bad about it a little bit, just in that like there's not a lot I can do to change.
Yeah, but there's
anything
not
about it.
much getting out.
I mean, is there toilet paper blowing around the woods?
Negative. The crazy thing is, like, I go down and look at it, and there's fish and frogs in it, just chilling out and
I mean, I bet if
having a
you went
happy
out to
little
the
time.
woods and took a poop in that dry bed, a few times a year, it wouldn't be any different than your pond overflowing into it a few times a year.
No. I kind of think that's part of the reason why my septic started getting so, not my septic, my well started getting so sulfury, because honestly, it doesn't probably get enough use to get really fresh water into that well shaft all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I mean,
so
how
it's
much?
just all that water sitting in there with
Way
that
too much.
bacteria working and nowhere to go.
Right. And not nearly
Just
like it probably could
concentrated.
You
use,
just start watering the lawn.
it could probably use like a couple 100 gallons of usage every few days, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Have a
When
secondary pump in there, pumping it into the pond.
the pond was drying, I literally thought about it. Like, what would it take to just get a pump and just have a timer and just do 100 gallons every 2 hours and just do 100 gallons every couple hours.
Yeah.
But when you put a well pump that can pump, so science lesson, you know about this science lesson about well pumps and stuff?
I don't know.
If you, let's say that you, like, imagine that you wanted to pump water from, picture yourself going into one of those parking garages where you can see down 10 stories. And you go and you take a clear pipe and you put the pipe the full height of that parking garage or skyscraper, whatever. and you have a source of water at the bottom that the pipe is in, and you want to get the water up that pipe. Okay. If you decided to do that with a pump on top, it would be a vacuum pump. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the temperature of the water is, the water would boil before it got 10 stories up. Okay. I think it's 10 stories. Let me
What
look it up.
causes it to boil?
Because you're putting it under vacuum to get it up there. Water boils in a vacuum at a lower and lower temperature, the harder the vacuum is. Right?
So
So,
no matter the diameter of the pipe.
right.
I mean, I feel like we need to try this.
Yes.
Let's see.
Are we talking to AI here?
So, okay, it's based on absolute pressure, and those are things that at half atmospheric pressure, water boils at 80 degrees Celsius, as around 25 torr. Okay, so I don't know the exact math on this, but here's what I'll say. Most of your pumps that are pumping like shallow wells will say that they can pull water up like 25 feet or 50 feet or something like that. And if you put a pump at the bottom and it actually is just pumping and pushing water up into a column, you can have a relatively small pump that can push a very large amount of water up above itself, because it's just pulling water in and stacking it, and it's only carrying the weight of that water column. Does that kind of make sense?
Yep.
Versus like it's almost like I'm trying to think what, like you're trying to suck something up into a straw versus blow it out of a straw, sort of a kind of a scenario. So anyway, point is, when you have a well shaft that's 450 feet deep, you put the pump at the bottom of the well shaft.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have this pump that's maybe like 2 feet tall. It's about that big around, and it's the only thing that can fit down the well shaft at a time. Like you're not fitting two of them down there unless you've got like a huge casing. And they cost like $2,000, and they're only like a half horse well pump. They're not very heavy, but that half horse well pump can push water like 1,000 feet up if it needs to. It's, or maybe more. It's crazy how high up a well pump can push water efficiently and still pump up enough pressure for you to run your household stuff on it. It's crazy. But if you were to try to just put the hose down and vacuum that same amount of water up, one, your pump would have to be so crazy powerful, and two, it, depending on the scenario, like the exact details, it would actually be turning the water to steam before it got to the top. So, ergo, pretty tough to add a different pump. That was the long way of saying really
All you
tough
got to
to add a
do
different
is
pump.
put a spigot somewhere.
There's a spigot right beside the well pump.
Then yeah, and then put a hose into the pond with a timer on it.
No, yeah, I could just run a different water line from my house with a timer if I wanted to, but then I would be running filtered water into the
Yeah, you need a pre-filter.
pond.
You need a
Yeah, just
pre-filter.
do it before you go to the filter. Yeah.
Are you doing a well at your new house?
No. Um, I'm just going to be on the county because honestly, it's, the well guy couldn't give me enough of a, like, I'm sure I can hit water in your area at XYZ depth to make me want to spend the money that now wells are so much more expensive to drill now than they were 5 years ago. And I'm also finding out that well guys are either just morons or they're just willingly ignorant of their business, because they'll be like, oh, it's going to cost about 12 grand to drill a well for you. You're like, oh man, 12 grand doesn't seem like that much. I mean, it's a pain in the butt, but okay, let's drill the well. And then they drill the well and they're like, okay, that's 12 grand. Like, all right, okay, how do I get the water out of, oh, did you want a well pump and pipe and wire? And did you want it run to your house and a pressure tank? Oh, did you want to, oh, you wanted all that stuff? And you're like, yeah, I freaking
Like,
obviously do.
oh,
Oh,
you wanted a functional well.
you weren't going to do that yourself? Wait, I wasn't going to have a rig that could drop 400 feet of pipe with a pump on the end of it into the ground? Yeah, no. Oh, well, that's that's probably going to round you out at about 26 grand.
Hmm.
Like, why are, what, it, Jimmy, can you build a deck for me? How much would it cost?
$500.
500 bucks. Okay, cool. I want you to build me a deck. So what day do you tell me what the rest of the cost of it is? When you're done? Or do you not start any of that work until, like, you know what I mean? Like, how do I find out what the,
Well, when I
or,
show up to build the deck and the materials aren't there, I'll be like, "Oh, you wanted me to order the materials?"
oh, you wanted me to order the materials and do the work? I just thought,
I just thought you needed me here.
yeah, I just thought you wanted me here for a day. That's just me here for a day to build a deck. No materials, no, like, I didn't even bring my tools.
Labor.
Right.
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
It's midnight, guys. I need to take a shower and go to
Yeah,
bed.
I'm getting the yawns.
Okay, here's a,
What you got, Dan?
if you have a 1-inch diameter line and it is under vacuum and open at the bottom to atmospheric pressure, you can lift water up to about 21 feet high before it begins to boil at room temperature.
That's weird.
Well, so I'm guessing that the pumps that can do however many feet rely on being pre-primed to, would that right? So they have to be pre-primed. The entire water column would have to be full first, because if you just stuck the line in the water and started pulling vacuum on it, it doesn't take very long at all before it starts to vaporize in the pipe.
I think we need to try it.
I think so too. I haven't ever done that.
What are we gonna use to vacuum it? Shop vac?
That won't do it. I don't think a
What
shop
if-
vac would pull enough to do even 10 feet of water column. I bet.
Does Harbor Freight have
What
a
if
cheap
we?
pump?
I
What
have
if
a Harbor Freight
we
well pump that'll do
do?
25 feet, but you do
What
have
if
to
we
pre-prime it.
do? What if we do multiple shop vacs in line? Like we build this little manifold, shop vac hose manifold,
Just keep stacking them.
then we can hook 3 of them in and all suck them through the same tube. What about that, Dan?
That might work. We could just tape it up with duct tape, do it red-green style.
Yeah. Just get like 3 street L's and put them all in a line. Plug our vacs in there.
Let's try it.
Here's what I'm going for. Wait. These things, sometimes ChatGPT is really dumb. It says that a typical shop vac is 3 to 6 peak horsepower. Aren't they like a quarter horsepower?
I'm pretty sure my big one boasts a half horsepower.
I think mine's a 10 horse.
According to this, a shop vac could pull 5 to 10 feet vertically in a 1-inch pipe. Rigid 6.5 horsepower vac. I've never heard of that. That's an enormous horsepower for a shop vac.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to do some research.
That's pretty
on that.
good size.
All right.
That's the Briggs and Stratton model.
Apparently, gas powered shop vac.
I like it. Well,
Well, there you go. There you have it.
we had
Oh, did we have
what?
one more second? Guys, you guys need to look up this guy. It's
All right, I'm gonna write it down.
I gotta find him. I'm gonna find him, and you gotta report back next week.
Does he have a big deck?
No, oh man, what is his name? I gotta find him.
Is this somebody on the interwebs?
Yes. No, why can't I find it?
I don't know.
Oh man. I should have already.
You got to just go ahead and send those things so that you have a record of what it was.
Shoot. No joke. It's a
Okay,
new
so
it's a new group of shorts, YouTube shorts, and this
Is
guy
it-
is
Chit.
Chit. You know about Chit.
All right then.
All right
Back
then.
back to it then.
Back to it.
Back to it
Back
then.
to it then. Do you know about Chit, Jimmy?
Yes, I have watched. Some
What
of
is
it.
going on? How is this happening? How in the world? It is so funny and awkward to me that I can't. I went and watched all of them the other day.
Is there a black person here?
Is there a
Is
black
there a black
That's my
person here?
favorite one.
She just said I should check and see if there's a black person here. Do you need something, Chit? Yeah, I just asked. Is there a black person here? Do it, lady.
So good.
What? Why?
Okay. Back at it then.
I'm just working on the budget. Just working on the budget. Sipping my juice. What? What is this?
Oh man.
I don't know, but
Okay.
his style's pretty awesome. Also,
I do like his style. Okay, well, you already know about
okay,
Chit then.
Dan.
Never mind.
last thing. Next last thing.
I've got a
I
fly in here.
remembered.
Dang it.
I
Okay.
remember I was asking you about going to a concert, and we couldn't come up with what it was.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you go over to Lawrence and see a guy named like Mark Siblia or something like that?
I didn't, but I wanted to. I didn't go,
Oh,
but I wanted to
okay.
really bad.
Maybe you were telling me that you wanted to, and I thought you did. And that is why, whenever I was asking about a concert that you went to, you couldn't come up with one
I did not
because you
go
didn't. Okay.
because the dates, I forget what the deal was, but the dates were not something that Sarah wanted to go to or what we were going to be able to go to. And
10-4.
do you know who that is though? Like, I don't know
Only
who it is
because
per se.
I finally figured out he popped up on a reel or
Oh,
something like that, and I was like, boom, that's who I couldn't think of.
yeah, I didn't end up going.
This is a musician, right? Like a
Correct. He's
interesting,
he's
talented
interesting.
guy.
Like he does these like renditions, covers of things that you know, and he does the whole like click track where he plays everything, and he does it
Hmm.
live. I don't know if he
Like a
does all
loop.
of that. Yeah, like he'll play the
Hmm.
bass part, he'll play the keyboard, he'll play the drum, he'll play
Yeah.
the guitar, he'll go and sing it, and it'll be like you're listening to U2 doing it. Like only his voice is better. Um, no offense, U2, but you know,
Nice.
yeah. I don't know if
Cool.
he does that
All
live,
right.
but it's cool. His stuff is cool. So, all right, do it,
Well,
lady.
we had a good comment section
Yeah.
today. You had Gabina Gillette
Mhm.
commented.
Okay.
She said hi and
Hi.
hello. To which I
Hello.
said, hey, thanks for watching. And then Billy O. White's 82 said, Guy, the orange hat, which I'm guessing
Your yellow
he meant
hat. Okay.
guy in the orange hat.
Okay.
How many daddies did you have in prison? Be honest. To which I said, not sure how to answer that. I do spend more time in prison than you may think.
Nice.
Then Roy Terry started typing something and submitted a comment and then retracted his comment
Mm.
and then said, hello, how are you all doing? To which I said, hey, Roy, doing great.
Nice.
And that's
Nice.
all. That's the whole
Are they
comment section.
are they still watching right now?
Mm,
Maybe.
no,
Okay. Maybe if we knew
maybe.
what we were talking about, we would
No, maybe.
we would have more viewers
Well,
if we
we
like had a
know.
subject.
Oh, we know
You
what we're
know.
talking about when we're talking about it.
Right. We just don't know what we're gonna be
Yeah,
talking about.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
if
true.
anybody on the old comment section wants to throw out a topic,
We'll talk about it. Yeah.
We should
yeah,
start
we'll
talking about
probably.
the most controversial in the news topics and
That's a good idea.
just start hashing them out.
Here's my biggest problem with that. Most of them are stupid.
Well, yeah.
True.
And I mean, I'd rather talk about well sludge than that.
Hmm.
Yep.
Like, do you guys
Something
know that?
relatable.
Do you guys know that something happened at a Coldplay concert a couple weeks back to some people that nobody ever heard of before, and nobody
Yeah, but
recognized, and nobody cared about, and
also,
everybody cared that it happened to them.
Right.
I don't understand.
It's
Why am I even bringing
pretty
it up?
funny though.
It is funny,
I don't know.
but it's not earth shattering like that.
Oh heck no.
I mean, bro,
Did you know that there was a super unfortunate shooting at the NFL building last night
I bet
in New
it's not as
York?
important as a couple people having an affair at a Coldplay concert.
Yeah. Yesterday evening. Did you see that, Jimmy?
I did.
Some dude
That
walked into
guy that may have been white.
yeah.
Wait,
I've seen
he
a
may have
picture
been
of
a
him.
white man.
Apparently CNN reported that it was a white guy with the AR-15.
Mm. Well, probably
But
should take all the
he
guns away.
doesn't. Yeah. Bad deal. I think killed 3 or 4 people
And himself.
and himself. Yeah.
He did kill himself, or he let the cops kill him.
He
Mhm.
did kill himself, and
He
he
killed
left
himself.
a note saying that he had some brain problems due to playing football, and they wanted the doctors to do some research on his brain now that he's dead.
He didn't shoot himself in the head, did he?
I don't know.
Because that would make it really difficult.
That'd be hard to do research on the brain.
And it'd be hard to shoot yourself anywhere else with an AR-15, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Unless it was a little stubby.
I promise this damage was done before.
It was.
Okay. Man, that's a bummer.
Yep. Bad deal.
All right. Well, that's, I guess, current events.
Yeah. On that note, we'll see you next week.
Yep. Later.
All right, then. Back to it.
All right then. Back to it then.
Back to it then.
Ugh.
Huh?